episode of PJ and the Beard, we have a segment that we call Just Gear Talk. And right now, I'm just going to tell you, we were going to do a top 10 of what he's going to tell you about, but we scale it down to 9 because we are petrified of copyright laws. So the top 9 things that...
I would say our top 9 Amazon finds. Oh, there was another one. There was a potential 10 that we could have done.
Too afraid.
We'll have to save it for later. Because we don't, what'd you say? We don't want Letterman coming out.
That's right. We don't want a cranky, bearded David Letterman coming out of retirement, coming after you because you did the top 10.
But we do have a product for him.
We do.
We do.
Maybe that'll tame the savage beast, literally.
We do have a product for him. So I have my list here, the top 9 things, and we're going to go through these relatively quickly. Some of these things we've talked about on the show already. Yeah. We've done a show on some of them. So when that's the case, we'll put that in the card so you can go out and get more in depth on that. We're just giving you. These are things I think for the most part you would not find in your local guitar store. Last thing we want to do is really compete with that. But these are things that we've found on Amazon that we feel like have been really useful.
Yeah. And a couple of them are a little bit life hackish, and we'll get to those.
So, number 1 is zip tie mounts. All right, so Patrick has 2 bags here. And when you order these for a whopping like $10.99, right? You get 100 cable ties, and then you get I don't know, maybe 100 or so, I forget, 100 pack of these zip tie mounts, which you can't see on that camera. But if we switch here to the pedal cam, we're talking about these things. So they have a little adhesive back on that you can stick them onto your pedal board. They also have screw holes in them that if you want to screw them down on your pedal board, you can. And basically what they do is allow you to put at either angle cable tie through and wrap cords up. So if you have a whole bunch of mess of cords down there and you just want to tie them down real quick, not that this is a neat job of tying them down real quick, but gets the job done. So that's a great find on Amazon, rather cheap. Second find while we're looking at the pedal cam is that Joyo power supply back there. And this might be getting in the realm of stepping on toes, I hope not. But we really like this. It's a battery-powered pack. We have a whole episode on the different ratings and the wattages and what it can do. But this is a great find. It's not that expensive, and it's simple to order from Amazon.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, yeah. Let's flip the board over.
Flip it over, and we're going to show our depth and our diversity here.
And this one is for David Letterman, and the rest of our bearded guitar playing brethren out there is Amish Amos's. I think the Honest Amish. Honest Amish's heavy-duty beard balm. I'm not going to go into a product review on that one.
This beard looks like Gilda Radner's hair before he puts that on there.
But what I will say is when you're all said and done, when it's all said and done, you can rinse out the leftovers there, drop a few picks in, and this is much sexier, this is much more manly than the Altoid can.
Altoids are so over.
Yeah, that's like...
I got cinnamon Altoids, though, because I wanted to be different.
That's like 2010, right?
So there's that, and the homemade ottoman board that sits on the ottoman board.
So we get rid of that. What's next?
You tell me.
Real cheap for a pack of... I guess I don't know if it's cheap, but I found these to be useful to have around the black felt washers, right? So, yeah, like you can tell what that is on the camera, but Pat will demonstrate. Vanna's going to show you here. It's the little washer that goes between your strap lock button.
It's the little washer in the tool.
It's a little felt washer.
You can kind of see it. This is terrible.
But you get a little bag of them, and then you have a little bag. So if you were getting new guitars and adding new strap locks to them, you have a little supply of those sitting around. They come in handy. Although we looked through like 3 guitars down here before.
Yeah. He has it on his Strat that his wife likes the least, and on his high-end PRSs, when he put strap locks on, he didn't bother to take the extra step to keep that there.
Being thrown under the bus here. A recommendation from Joe Bonamassa himself.
We're here? We're here.
Yes, here. Joe Bonamassa would be the Big Ben's Nutsauce. Say that with a straight face.
I can't. We're talking about beard oil and Nutsauce. 2 things you don't want to get mixed up. I'm just saying.
But this is simply to put you, when you change your strings, you put a little drop in the slots on the nut of your guitar, and it helps them to move.
Tastes nutty.
It's a little expensive. I mean, I want to say $15.99 for that little tube, and I've had that little tube for 2 years changing strings, and it lasts a long time.
We're going to take our moment to do our first PJ and the Beard PSA. Just say no to drugs, kids.
Next would be, yes, sure, I can never say it. Is it Grolsch?
Yeah.
Bottle replacement washers. So a whole bag of these. Does it say how many are in the bag?
A hundo.
So you get 100 of these for 10 something. Mm-hmm. And you can use them. They're, you've seen. I think it's becoming pretty well known that this makes a great strap lock.
Yeah.
So instead of buying strap locks and install them, you put your strap on, stick this over the button, and they'll never come off. The other thing that we really like to use them for on the pedal can, you can see, is if you take the knob off of a pedal, you can slide them under the knob. It keeps the knob from spinning. For instance, on the direct drive, that's a push-pull pot, so it keeps me from stepping on the button and pushing the knob down. Mm-hmm. So, again, relatively cheap. 10 something, you get 100 of these. Throw them in the drawer.
If you happen to brew your own beer and play guitar, it's a win-win.
Yeah, win-win. Sony Lithium batteries is another find that we like.
You can tell this is an actual product that the Beard uses because there's only 2 in this blister pack of 5, but it comes in a pack of
20
for the low price of
like $7.50 when I looked it up.
And they go in handy things like this.
Right. So if you got some Snarks and got some other small clip-on tuners sitting around, and amazingly we found like 100 other uses for these. So having a pack of 20 of them in the drawer, and it looks like I'm about ready to reorder those.
Is that what Amazon's telling you?
Yeah. Well,
the drone's going to show up.
Right. What's next?
Here?
Stands. Yeah. So we did an episode on 2 guitar stands, 2 ultimate guitar stands that Patrick picked up for the show. The ones that we have on the video, which is up in the cards, have the locking.
Yeah. Push down and
yoke.
Yep. Flip shut.
So on the list, so down in the cards, everything we're talking about here is down in the description. There is one for the non-locking yoke and there's one for the locking yoke. I actually probably, truth be told, would prefer the non-locking because your guitar is never going to fall anyway, so why need the extra mechanical hazard there?
And this has slots for your picks, as I'm killing the beard over here. Little slots for your picks as well. Right in there, right there.
So, great stands. You're not going to lose your stand.
And as you saw when I unfold them, so easy even I can do it. And they fold up nicely and can go maybe in the side pocket of a gig bag.
And I'm thinking that we have covered our 9 items, with the exception of, only because I get abused for it all the time. And I was the biggest YETI hater. The first time I showed up at work with a YETI, I got so much abuse because who wants to spend that much money on a coffee mug? But there's a lot that happens down here in an evening behind the scenes, between videos, between pushing record and stuff. And this mug keeps the coffee warm, no matter how long DJ talks.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, for my long drawn out feedback endings.
You can count on the YETI, so that's in there too. So like I said, anything that we're talking about here in the description below. There's a couple things that we thought about tonight we left off, but yeah, how much? Studio audience is asking how much this is, and I'm not sure.
It's not on there.
It might be. I want to say it's in the 20 something. It's more expensive than you expect to pay for a YETI, but it's worth every penny.
If you have to ask, you can't afford it. I don't know. But
it was a gift.
That's even better. it was the nice price.
It was a gift. Yep. I got turned on to the YETI world from my mother at Christmas. And it was one of those like, oh, thanks, Mom. And now it's like, oh, thanks, Mom. I get it. It's great. So
next time I see your mom, I'll have to ask her, was it true you were bored with a full beard when you came out? Like, was it just, hi, world?
That and a bottle of Honest Amish.
Yes.
Beard
Hi, kids. You were a pitchman from birth. Because you love pitching stuff.
Anyway,
yeah.
These are our 9 things. 9 things that we have found very useful in this little journey we're taking down here. We thought we'd share them. So if you like that, if you like the other stuff we're doing, check out some other videos if you haven't seen any. Please subscribe to the channel. Click like. And with that, and I don't know what he's going to do.
I'm not really sure. I'm like, I have a guitar that's not plugged in, but I was going to slurp off of your YETI, but you wouldn't like that too much. That was going to be my feedback. Yeah. But this is PJ on behalf of the Beard, reminding you that no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear. I don't know what to do. Top 9, because we're afraid of 10. David Letterman, we're talking to you, pal.